To me, the artist's role is to be a visionary, to see things and help other people see things that we might not otherwise see. I choose the materials that I choose to work with, usually because they are things that people don't care about. And I really like the challenge of taking objects that are considered useless or without potential and trying to transform them in such a way that they fulfill some of their potential. So I work a lot with debris, mostly plastic, and that's more or less because I've learned so much about the environmental impacts that this material is having. But I didn't start working with it because of that. Initially, when I started working with plastic, it was really because of its formal qualities, its structural qualities, and the fact that it had been relatively unexplored as a viable art medium. So I thought there might be some potential in experimenting with it. I also like that it's something that's very ubiquitous. Everybody comes into contact with this material in their daily lives. So there's a really intimate quality that it has. It must have been around 2008 that I learned about the Great Pacific Garbage Patch and subsequently all the gyres of plastic floating in all of our oceans and how microplastics are getting into our Great Lakes. So I started looking around to try to find other artists who are really engaged in working with this material, to try to find out, is this an issue that you're concerned with, or are you just exploring this as a material? And if it is an issue, would you like to partner up so that maybe we can try to find a way to amplify our voices? Project Vortex is basically an organization of international artists. We all have artwork that we feature on this website, and at least 50% of the proceeds from the sales of these work go to cleanup organizations, so that when we sell something, it helps with stewardship efforts to try to clean up our waterways and stop this material from getting to the ocean. I created this course called Sculpture and Intercepting the Waste Stream. And to me, it's a better solution than just Project Vortex, but it came from Project Vortex. It's on the Project Vortex website. There's a whole Project Vortex University kind of section. And basically, it's a lot of resources, information for people who might be interested in trying to engage in this type of practice in their own work or for classrooms. And what the course is about is sort of trying to tap into this pre-existing infrastructure of the education systems that exist all over the world. Because I was trying to think, how can I scale up this idea of Project Vortex? How can I make it something that is more accessible, that more people can participate in, and thereby it becomes more effective? It's a very simple model. The first day of class, all the students got together, 17 students, and did a river cleanup. We had a 3-hour class period to clean this small stretch of creek. And in that class period, this creek that looked fine, we managed to get 2 pickup trucks full of garbage. Everything from old playground equipment from the 80s, tires, tarps. I mean, it was an archaeology of human slovenliness. It was just horrifying. But what was wonderful about it was that the experience wasn't like your typical cleanup where you're just like, oh, people are slobs, this is horrible. Instead, it was a treasure hunt because the students were looking for art supplies. They were like, oh, this is a great shape. And they were just responding formally to these objects that had been sort of hidden beneath the surface. And then they spent the remaining 2.5 weeks cleaning the material, which is the first step in the process of transforming garbage into art. So then we spend the remaining time of this course with readings and documentaries and learning about the context so they understand why it's important and relevant what they're doing. And then at the end, there's an exhibit of their work. And their assignment is to take garbage of their choice, but it has to include at least one object taken from this cleanup and transform it into one object of art that can't be confused with trash. So the exhibit that happens at the end of the course is at a off-campus public venue. And then the idea with the exhibit is a silent auction that all the proceeds go to keep cleaning up the waterways in that vicinity. So my goal with it is, say if every college on the planet offered this course every spring, we could actually restrict the flow of plastic to our oceans. my work isn't abstract at all, but most people perceive it that way, and that's fine with me. I really feel like everything is contagious. And if I'm able to be open and honest with my work, I'm hoping that that helps other people become more open and honest. So I'm trying to take this material that nobody has cared for and imbue it with such care and attention that it resonates.